Let's play a game. No political analysis, just imagine this. You have two great offers to step into new leadership positions at two top companies. Both offer you the same benefits, the same pay, the same prestigious, and the same learning opportunity in terms of role and industry. But in one of the companies, your boss is Kamala Harris, and in the other one, your boss is Donald Trump. Who would you choose to work for? Hi! I am Ruth Valverde. I am a leadership researcher and I have held leadership roles in the corporate world for more than 8 years and counting. Today, we are diving into non-political leadership analysis. No debates, no party lines, just a deep dive into two very different leadership styles. Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. And for us to make the best decision of who would we work for, we will analyze each of them as if they were a leader but in corporate America. Now, whether you're a fan of either or neither, there is a ton we can learn from dissecting their leadership approaches and styles. We will analyze them as bosses and leaders in corporate from 5 different angles. The first angle will be communication and ability to listen. The second one will be ethical standards, inclusion, and respect towards their people. The third one, their role model status. Is this a leader style I can learn from? The fourth angle, how they handle the heat, their leadership under pressure. And finally, we will analyze their leadership style impact on team culture, communication, and ability to listen. First, let's talk about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is known for her approachable communication style. She seems to be the kind of leader who engages with her audience. She listens actively and responds with empathy. Just picture a leader who walks into the room, asks for your opinion, and really listens. Sounds like a great manager to work for, right? Besides, I think she's very charismatic and a great communicator. I am not from the US, so this is not about who I would vote for, but I am always researching about communication. It's such an important skill for everything we do, from inspiring our employees to making our husbands and children feel valued and heard. And from what I've seen from her, she's a role model in communication. Her tone, her gestures, her presence, her voice, the words, the body language, and the attitude she chooses to communicate her message are very assertive despite you endorse or not her political standpoint. Now, let's analyze Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, he's undeniably a disruptor, not only in his leadership style and strong opinions, but also in the way he communicates. Donald Trump is all about direct and bold communication. He is not the type who uses fancy words. He wants to be clear more than clever, which is great for more people to understand your message, not only professionals and highly educated people, but everyone. That's why many people find him refreshing. His style is a disruption from the political and even corporate culture status quo. He has unapologetic, strong opinions and he's not afraid to express them. He drives his point home whether it's popular or not. He's less about listening and more about leading the change he believes in. For some, that can be very inspiring. For others, it can feel like a more one-way conversation. Personally, I think both have very interesting and fascinating communication styles. I prefer Kamala Harris' communication style because it's more aligned with how I like to communicate. But that does not erase my admiration for someone who is able to drive masses with a simple but refreshing communication style. Both have things worthy of study and analysis. In terms of who I would work for based on their communication style, I would rather to work for Kamala. I am very opinionated and would not like to work for someone who is not open to listen to my perspectives. Ethical standards, inclusion, and respect towards team members. Harris has consistently championed diversity and social responsibility. She's committed to creating environments where everyone feels respected, regardless of background. Imagine a leader who ensures that no voice is left unheard and every team members feel safe and valued. This again is the typical advice you find in almost every current leadership book and LinkedIn post. By the way, as a leadership researcher, I read tons of books about leadership. I created a free summary with the insights of the top 100 leadership books. You can grab a free copy in the link in the video's description. Trump, on the other hand, leads with a results-oriented mindset. While his style is undeniably bold, it can sometimes neglect the need for inclusion and respect. He is a leader who thrives on fast action and big decisions. For some, that can create an environment of intense competition rather than collaboration. In this one, I would prefer to work for Trump. Inclusion is very important. I think we all deserve the same respect, despite where are we from or social status or education. Social responsibility is as well the base of our society to thrive. Despite all that, if you want to move things fast, if you want to see results soon, you cannot ask to everyone what's their take. You must take decisions with the available information and act on that available information, and then you learn from your mistakes. Of course, you want to listen to others, but there is a point where that's enough and you need to act. And for sure, when you are talking about nation and worldwide policies, you cannot act so loosely. But talking exclusively in corporate terms, something that truly desperates me is the bureaucracy, slowness, and dozens of committees you have to go through to take one simple decision. Agility is very important in the business world. Thus, in that sense, I choose Donald in this round. What's more important to you? An inclusive leader who prioritizes taking everyone's perspective in consideration, or a bold leader who prioritizes results? Role model. Is this a leader I can learn a lot from? Who do you see as a role model? Harris represents a leadership style rooted in empathy, inclusiveness, and thoughtful decision-making. Her approach teaches us the value of leading with heart and integrity. If you aspire to build a respectful and inclusive team, Harris might be your blueprint. Trump teaches a different lesson, one of boldness, risk-taking, and assertive leadership. He's the kind of leader who challenges the norms and drives for rapid success. If you want to be a leader who takes big swings and isn't afraid to shake things up, Trump's style offers a lot to learn from. Which leader do you aspire to be like? What traits do they have that you want to develop? This one for me is in the middle. Both of them have very valuable strengths, and the combination of those strengths supercharge you as a leader. Ethical, respectful, and thoughtful decision-making should not slow you down when your team, company, and customers are suffering. I think both of them have things I would learn a lot from. This round for me is a tie. Kamala Harris is definitely way more corporate than Donald Trump. Trump is more aggressive. He has more of startup-like vibes. Quick side note, subscribe to this channel to become the best version of a leader you can be by learning together about tons of amazing leadership strategies. Leadership under pressure, how they handle the heat. Handling pressure is a true test of leadership. Harris is known for her poise under pressure. She remains calm, collected, and strategic. In a corporate setting, that translates to a leader who can guide a team through challenges without losing their cool. That is a trait I deeply admire, to stay calm in hard times and pacify our minds. Trump, on the other hand, tackles pressure with rapid action and unshakable confidence. He's a leader who thrives in high-stakes environments, making swift decisions to keep things moving forward. If you need a leader who can pivot fast and take decisive action, Trump's approach is the winner. How do you handle pressure? Who would you trust to lead you through a crisis? Here, we often perceive Trump as someone that does not have a strong emotional intelligence. And that's a red flag for a leader. You cannot take things personally, nor lead your team towards conflict because you feel threatened. At the same time, I admire his decisiveness. And if we see his track record, it's quite impressive. He might get in trouble fast, but he stepped out of it twice as fast. He would be someone who executes and delivers, but his hot temper may avoid him to think clearly in high-pressure stakes. He's someone I would love to have in the team, but not in the highest ranks due to his volatility, nor as my leader or boss. So in this round, I prefer Kamala Harris, despite I am truly impatient. Sometimes we have to go slow to arrive to the right place. And Donald Trump, despite his actions may seem assertive retrospectively, his whole vibe shouts impulsiveness, which without the right balance, it can be very dangerous for the company's success. Impact on team culture, collaboration or competition. Harris' leadership style fosters collaboration, open dialogue, and mutual respect. It's the kind of environment where creativity thrives and team members feel connected. If you value a supportive team culture, this approach might resonate with you. With Trump, the culture leans towards competition and high performance. It's a fast-paced, results-driven environment where the goal is to win. It's all about pushing the limits and celebrating big wins, but it can also mean high pressure and a competitive atmosphere. Do you thrive in a collaborative environment or are you driven by competition? Which culture would help you grow? Personally, as I am a mom of a young boy, at this moment of my life, I just want to enjoy him and my husband, take care of my health, my family, travel, read, learn, and share what I learn, but in a slower pace. So I would choose to work for Kamala Harris. Probably a few years back when I was single, I would have loved to experience that rush with a boss like Donald Trump. I have indeed experienced that type of leaders in the past. They make you grow and develop faster than you ever imagined. At the end, it's a question of preference, goals, and the life season you are at. Now, let's recap our hypothetical analysis on who would be a better boss and leader in corporate America. A very important disclaimer, leadership ability in the business world versus leadership in the biggest world economy are not the same. They have similarities for sure, but they are very different. This video is a fun hypothetical analysis, not a political one. Donald Trump would be a very interesting leader. As a woman, I may have a lot of reservations due to his bad reputation and potential disrespect towards my gender, but he's all about shaking things up, challenging the norms, and driving straight for results. A very pragmatic individual. Trump's style is bold and unapologetic. Think about a boss who sets high expectations and pushes you out of your comfort zone. Definitely thrilling for some. Just imagine the growth you could achieve. Quite significant. But his style can be intimidating or scary for some. Even more when in corporate, people feel the pressure to meet the expectations of their boss because they hired you and they have the power to either promote you or fire you. Thus, expressing to them if you disagree with one of their ideas is not an easy task if your boss does not have the emotional intelligence to avoid taking things personally. On the other hand, we have Kamala Harris, the ideal corporate leader according to the LinkedIn stereotype. Great listener, thoughtful, respectful, thinks beyond the immediate future, smart, eloquent, team player. But would she be slow taking decisions? Would she be way too political, way too bureaucratic to move things fast and deliver results? Would she be too worried on the impact to some of the people and thus never acting? Oftentimes we have to bend the rules and act without asking every single person their opinion. So for me, the ideal is somewhere in the middle. But if my choice would have to be one of the other, I would rather to work for her because my peace of mind is priceless. What about you? Who would you pick? The one who listens and collaborates or the one who commands and disrupts? There is no wrong answer. Let me know in the comments. See you around. Bye.